Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's TBR video. Guys, we are filming February's TBR video, which is kind of crazy because January was just honestly not a great month. Not a great month because I got sick and it took me out for like 2 weeks, and then my boyfriend got sick, and then it was not a good month. So I'm very excited for February because I feel like, we just need a new month. I feel like I need a reset, and February is going to be the reset that I need after January because it was not great. But we are here to pick up my February TBR. I'm so excited. February is kind of weird because it's like still winter, but also like Valentine's Day is in February, so people want to read romances. So I'm not really sure what exactly I'm in the mood for to read, but I'm hoping that whatever TBR we pick out will be a good one for me to kind of like mood read from throughout the month. I do think I want to still try and get any winter theme books kind of like out, and then also maybe some romances because Valentine's Day, but I'm also still very much in like a thriller mood, so I'm all over the place. I don't know. We'll see what my TBR ends up being, but let's jump into it. We are going to be picking my TBR for February. I'm so excited. And let's see what we get. Our first prompt is going to be a book I recently purchased. This could be a good one because I did do a lot of book shopping the last like month of the year. So let's see. What do I feel like reading? I recently got Project Hail Mary. I put it back on the TBR because I did not get to it in January. So that could be a good one because I still really do want to get to it. I also have The Poppy War, Blue Sisters, Shark Heart, Winter Garden, Honeymoon Stage. The Goldfinch could be a good one. The Bright Years is another one that I recently got. The Wedding People. Best Offer Wins actually could be a really good one. I've heard this one is supposed to be kind of like a twisty, not so twisty so much as like I think the main character in this is supposed to be kind of crazy and like unhinged, which I think could be a lot of fun. I do think I'm leaning towards a thriller with this option because I also have Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey that I've heard so many great things about, and this one I'm really interested in getting to. And I think this one reads kind of like a fiction mystery thriller, which I think could be a lot of fun too. Let's see. Okay, those are all the books that I've recently purchased that I'm kind of like interested in getting to. So we have Wild Dark Shore or Best Offer Wins. I think, this is hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. I think I could just go for a twisty little thriller that's probably a little comedic because that's kind of what the vibes I'm getting with this. This one is supposedly following a woman who's kind of like on the hunt for a house, and the house that she really wants to get is not on the market, I believe. And she kind of is just a little unhinged about the whole situation. I don't know. We'll see. This could be an interesting one, but I think this is the one I'm going to do for the first book on my February TBR. And also, this is very much giving February vibes, like pink and red. That's Valentine's Day. So just saying, first book on the February TBR. Okay, let's see what the next prompt is. A romance book, which I guess makes sense given that it's February. So that tracks. Let's see. A romance book. What kind of romance do I feel like reading? That's really the question. I would love to actually get to Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This is the third book in the Skyland series. This is the third book in the Skyland series. So this one could be a really good one. I've been wanting to get to this one and I've been putting it off for so long, but it'd be nice to kind of like have the series completed. So this could be a really good option. I also did get Honeymoon Stage, but I feel like this one's giving kind of like more spring summery vibes rather than winter vibes. So I don't know that I want to read that one yet. Same with the X-Files. I do think that they go on vacation somewhere, which is giving kind of like summer vibes. Let's see what else I have. Okay, I also have Love of My Afterlife, which could be a really good one. I've heard a lot of people rave about this one. They really, really like it. So this one could be a really good one. And then I also have Wild Card by Elsie Silver. This one is the last book, I think, in the Rose Hill series. I think this is the last one. This one's also an age gap one, which I'm not sure if I'm really in the mood for an age gap right now, but it would be nice to kind of like finish off this series. I have another Elsie Silver book too, Off to the Races, which is another one of her, I think this is her first series, but I don't really know if I want to start a new series right now. I think I'm going to choose between one of these 3 books. I think these are the ones that are speaking to me the most. There's like a purple theme going on here. That's kind of funny. This one says, a recently deceased woman meets the one in the afterlife waiting room, scoring a second chance at life and love. If she can find him on Earth before 10 days are up. Okay. And then this one, we're following Hendrix. She is one of the 3 friends that we follow in the friend group of this series. She honestly, I love her, so I was really excited for her story, and I honestly think this would just be a really great read overall. And then Wildcard, like I said, is like supposedly like age gap, but also like son's ex-girlfriend or something. So that's kind of like an interesting. It says Sebastian Rousseau is a grumpy, hot as hell fire pilot who is too damn good with his hands. It's the perfect combination. But unfortunately for Gwen, he's also her ex-boyfriend's dad. Yeah, I don't think I want to read this one right now. I really want to finish the series. I don't think I'm in the mood for that. So I definitely think I'm going to do one of these. And ideally, I would like to finish a series. So I think I'm going to go with Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This one, like I said, is following Hendrix. She has like this very high-end kind of lifestyle. She's a badass. She's great. And I think she's also been like super independent. That's something I really liked about her character. She was always so independent. She didn't have kids. She never had a husband or a boyfriend or anything like that. Like she was just very much an independent woman. So I think this one is kind of like our independent woman finding love, which I think could be really great. So I'm really excited to get to this one. This is going to be our second book on the February TBR. Okay, I didn't say, but I think I am going to pick about 7 books like we did last time. So our next book is a genre I don't typically read, which another really good one. This one's kind of like my first thought was sci-fi because I don't really read sci-fi. I could also do fantasy because I really just haven't been reading fantasy that much. And I do have a couple fantasy books that I would really like to get to. For instance, we have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This one has been on my TBR and also very highly anticipated for me. I also feel like this could be a really good one for the season that we're currently in. I also have Throne of Secrets and Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, which could be another really good one for this time of season just because it's like giving kind of like dark academia vibes, and like something about that for me works really well in kind of like fantasy books. So I definitely think one of these could be good. I don't think I want to do The Will of the Many just yet. I think I'd rather do this one in the fall, so I might wait on that one. And Throne of Secrets, guys, I just don't really want to read a romantasy right now. So I don't think I'm going to do that one. Although, like, that's funny because I'm pretty sure this one is literally a romantasy, but V.E. Schwab is literally one of my favorite authors. So I just know this is going to be really good. I could also put Project Hail Mary on there again, but I kind of want to not put the same book on my TBR. So I definitely think I'm going to choose one of these 2. So this one is more dark academia, Dante's Inferno kind of vibes. It also has like a scholarly kind of vibe to it because it is following 2 graduate students who have to go to hell in order to save their professor's soul, which, guys, it sounds like it's going to be so much fun. But on the other side, we have three young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild. All of them grow teeth. This is very much vampires, and I believe there's also like a little love situation going on in here, which could be really good for Valentine's Day. So I think I'm going to go with Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, mainly because this one I think I'm more anticipating than this one at the moment. I also think reading about vampires could be a lot of fun right now with the little romancy twist. I don't know too much about what this is about, but based on the inside, it does look like we have 3 different timelines. And it says this is a story about hunger, this is a story about love, and this is a story about rage. And they take place hundreds of years apart. So I'm really excited to get to this one. So this is our 3rd book on the TBR. Okay, and our next prompt, I'm liking this so far. We have a good variety going on. Our next prompt is, oh my God, a book that ends in an odd number of pages. Okay, so this one is one that very much gives me a lot of free reign. I can pretty much choose whatever I want. So what do I feel like reading is the question. Let's see. What do we have? We have a thriller, a romance, and a fantasy. We have a good amount of variation. I think I could probably do like a fiction book then. So let's see. We have Blue Sisters by Coco Mellers. See, this is the issue I have with this kind of prompt, because technically speaking, the last page in the book is 348, but the story itself ends on 339. So I need to kind of like determine if I mean like the very last page in the book or the last page that the story takes place on. So technically, this is an even number, so maybe not. I think I might do whatever the last page of the book is. Maybe. We have Shark Heart, which could be another really good one. This one's also even. It's 408. Let's see. What do I want to read? Let's check the back. We could probably do a thriller. This one is called We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. This one I thought was seemed like a lot of fun, so it doesn't matter because it's an even page. 152. The Thursday Murder Club is one that I have been wanting to get to for so long, and I keep putting it off. This one ends in 361. I could probably do this one. This one could be a good one. I also feel like Dead Silence could be a really good one too, by S.A. Barnes. This one's giving kind of like alien vibes. This doesn't have... This one ends in 343. Okay, I have two. I'm not going to keep going because then we'll be here forever. So let me put these back for a sec. Okay, so we have Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes or The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Very, very different books, but they both end in an odd number of pages. This one ends in, I think I said... Wait, I think I just lied to myself. Where did I see that it ended in an odd number of pages? Oh, I see. There's an excerpt. There's an excerpt of the book that comes next. And with that excerpt, it actually ends on 370. So we're going with this one. This one ends on page 339. Yeah, this one ends on page 339. Not sure if you could see that. But this one is kind of like a sci-fi, like horror thriller-esque vibe. It says Claire Kovalik is days away from being unemployed, made obsolete when her beacon repair crew picks up a strange distress signal. With nothing to lose and no desire to return to Earth, Claire and her team decide to investigate. What they find is shocking. The Aurora, a famous luxury space liner that vanished on its maiden tour of the solar system more than 20 years ago. A salvage claim like this could set Claire and her crew up for life. But a quick search of the ship reveals something isn't right. Whispers in the dark, flickers of movement, messages scrawled in blood. Claire must fight to hold on to her sanity and find out what really happened on the Aurora before she and her crew meet the same ghastly fate. Just saying, this sounds like it would be so much fun. So this is the fourth book we are adding to the TBR. Okay, we have a pretty good mix going on right now, I think, at least. Let's see. The next one says, a book that matches your current outfit. Okay, I have black, blue, or navy, I guess, maroonish-y, burgundy, and like a creamy color. And like my socks are kind of like a light gray. So let's see what we can find that kind of matches these vibes. The Wedding People has like similar kind of like tones, right? I mean, like the blue is a little bit darker, but maybe. Let's keep looking. Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna has like different shades, but it doesn't really match. Let's see. Okay, we have Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is giving more neon blue though than navy. So maybe not that one. Not really, not really. This is actually going to be kind of hard because not really. No. My outfit is very much not working for this. Wayward, not too bad. I don't really have green on though. This has a lot of green. And this is just black and white. Okay. Let's see. Okay, We Love You Bunny definitely has like the navy thing going for it, but this is very much pink and I don't have pink. So let's see. This Book Will Bury Me is also not too bad. We have like some navy, but also some kind of like brownishy words. I feel like this is the closest one so far. Nope, that's red. I could also do kind of like, but it's still not navy. It's more blue than it is navy. This was actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because literally like none of these books actually match what I'm wearing. We've got black, we've got navy, we've got a little bit of creamy reds. So I think this one has a little bit of everything. We have like some color here to kind of like, I don't know, play the red. We have the words that are kind of like a creamy kind of color. And the base is mainly like this navy color. So based on that and that nothing else really works here, I think we're going to add this one. We're going to add This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. I don't know too much about what this one is about. It says it's the most famous crime in modern history and only she knows the true story. And I think it's supposedly, like I've heard when this first came out last year, I did hear a lot of people say that it's very reminiscent of an actual case that did actually happen in real life. So that's kind of interesting. But either way, we have a thriller mystery that's following a true crime case, which I'm all about. I love a true crime in a thriller book. So this will be our 5th book on the TBR. Okay, 5 books down, 2 more to go. I feel like this is the most random stack of books I'm honestly picking right now, but either way, let's go with this one. A book that has been on my TBR for over a year. Okay, I have a couple of those, honestly. Right off the bat, the first one that comes to mind is Lady Tan's Circle of Women. I was gifted this one so long ago and I just haven't read it. I'm pretty sure I've had this one for at least 2 years. So that's a really good one. Let's see. The thing is, Karen Slaughter's Girl Forgotten has also been on my TBR for a really long time. But when I got the book, I didn't realize that it was the 2nd book in a series. And I looked it up to see if I could read it, even if I didn't read the first one, but they were like, no, you will very much be spoiled. So I haven't read it. And I still can't read it because I still haven't read the first book in this series. So I think it's called Pieces of Her, if I remember correctly. So I really need to read Pieces of Her so I could finally get to this book, but I just haven't done it. So Olivia Blake's Masters of Death has also been on here for a while, but I don't think I want to read that one right now. So I also think Throne of Secrets has also been on here for a while. I'm just not in a romantic mood. I think everything up here, ooh, Heart of the Sun Warrior is one that's been on my TBR too for more than a year, but I haven't gotten to it. And I read the first book. This is part of like I think this is a duology, but the first book is called Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I really liked it. I had a really good time reading that one. And I think I gave it 4 stars. So it wasn't that I didn't like the series. I just, since then, have not had any urge to pick this up. So this one is another one that's been on here for a while and I could also read. Let's see what else. Honestly, yeah, this tracks. The Thursday Murder Club. Every time I pick it for a TBR video, I never read it. And it's not like I don't want, like I think the premise is so interesting and I think I'm going to love it. I just haven't read it. So I have 3 books that are all books that I know will be really good books. Which one do I want to read more? Which one gives off better vibes? Because this one is Lady Tan's Circle of Women is a captivating story of women helping other women. It is also a triumphant reimaging of the life of a woman who was remarkable in the Ming Dynasty and would be considered remarkable today. I'm trying to get a vibe of like the, what's the word? Kind of like the setting, because if it works for this kind of like weather, like it is currently snowing right now. So I feel like I want something kind of like, not necessarily winter setting, but something that maybe fits along the lines of that. This one, I told you, sounds so fun. We're literally following a group of senior citizens that are like true crime lovers, and they take it upon themselves to work together to like solve this crime that happened in like, I think their little retirement village or something like that, which this sounds so cute. And they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club, which I think is amazing. So I know I'm gonna love this. I just need to read it. And then this one, like I said, is the second book of the, I don't know if this actually has, oh, okay, yeah, it's called The Celestial Kingdom Duology. So this is the second book, and I read the first book and I really liked it, so I should get to this one soon. But I also know that I was putting this one off because tell me that this cover does not give you spring vibes. So I always thought that this was going to be more like of a spring setting book, which is why I never picked it up. So I do think I am still going to put this off until spring because I just think like the cover of this is just so pretty and it's giving spring, and I just know that I want to pick this up in spring. So I'm going to choose between these two books. For right now, I'm going for more cozy vibes because weather's cold, it's snowing, I want to be cozy, and this is a cozy mystery. I think this will be a lot of fun, so I definitely think I want to read this one more. Like I said, this one is following four unlikely friends who meet in their weekly jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes, and they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? Guys, I'm so excited to get to this. Every time I read it, I get excited again. So I really need to read this. This is our 6th book. Okay, I'm really loving that the prompts we're getting this time around are different because I was very much afraid that we were going to be picking some of the same ones. So this is going to be our last prompt. Okay, this one fell out, so chosen one. Okay, I obviously just jinxed myself because now this is another one that I chose last time. You pick. Okay, let's see. See, this one's hard because honestly, I love the choice that I get, but that also means I need to know what I want to read. And guys, I don't know what I want to read right now. So we have a good amount of, okay, did I not say I was in like a thriller mood though? Because why was my first instinct to kind of like grab this book? Which I also think is more fiction than thriller mystery. So I do think that this is a little bit different enough. But I have heard so many great things about this one, so I really, really, really want to get to it. I might do this one. Let's see. Let's see, though. I don't really know what I want to read. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. It's literally like I read, and I think it's because I read a thriller book the other day that really just got me going. And I was like, this is what I want. I want like fast-paced, twisty thrillers right now. And granted, this is probably not a fast-paced, twisty thriller, but it is going to be kind of like mysterious. It's probably going to get me kind of like guessing, trying to figure things out. And I'm kind of like in that mood right now where I want to like work my brain to kind of like solve a mystery. So I definitely think this is the one we're going to pick. I think it's following like a family that gets abandoned on like an island or something. It says Dominic Salt and his 3 children are caretakers of Shearwater, a tiny island not far from Antarctica. Home to the world's largest seed bank, Shearwater was once full of researchers, but with sea levels rising, the salts are now its final inhabitants. Until, during the worst storm the island has ever seen, a woman mysteriously washes ashore. I don't know, but I want to go into this kind of like not knowing too much because that's just what I prefer, and I'm very excited. People have raved about it, loved it, so I definitely know it's going to be a good time. So this will be our 7th and final book to add on the TBR. Can we talk about how I unintentionally picked out a hardcover, then a paperback, a hardcover, then a paperback, a hardcover, then a paperback, and then another hardcover? I don't know why, but that just like did something to my brain to see it look like that. Anyway, just to quickly go over the books we picked, I think this is a fun stack. I think it's a very different stack. Like, even though we have some similar themes, I do think it's a little bit different. So the first book we have is Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino, Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes, This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead, The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, and Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I am honestly so excited. I think this is a pretty good stack of books, and I think it'll be a pretty fun reading month. Don't have a lot of romances on here, but honestly, I think that's okay because I don't really think I'm in much of a romance mood right now. I also just don't have a lot of romances on my TBR that fit the vibes of what I want to read right now. So I think this is a pretty good stack, but that does bring us to the end of this video. If you've read any of these books, I would love to know which ones and which ones you think I should prioritize, because this is a good stack and there's a lot of different books on here. So let me know which ones you guys want to see me read, because I'm very excited to get to all of these books in February. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, I would love it if you would like, comment, subscribe. My links are down below if you want to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, because I do post there as well. And I will hopefully see you guys all in the next one. Bye!